I'm being a good boy.
You're attempting. Okay, I guess we can fluctuate going off of that since the explicitness is so minimal. You're trying. Okay, A for effort.
You go.
It gives
start
it.
us up.
Okay, well, you want me to start us up?
Yeah, you start us up.
Well, we can still keep it casual as much as possible.
Keep it casual.
Yeah, exactly. Casual. What did you do today?
I went to work and I watched TV and...
Oh my God, I'm going to stop you right there. My day was very, very, very extremely productive. But
What'd you do?
Should I start now?
Tell me.
We're going to start now.
Tell me.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Project Airwaves. This is Lynn.
This is D.
And we're back at it again, pushing episode 24.
24.
Views are coming up high. We're hitting almost up to 500 listens.
Thank you, everybody.
Trying to
Love
keep it
you.
going as much as possible.
Thank you.
We're gonna be hitting a couple good things here, touching some tips, going basic.
Touching some tips. Never cross streams.
Before I go forward, I'd like to say that this episode is sponsored and brought to you by Audible.
The beezy.
It is audiobooks that you can download whenever you decide you want to listen to something. If you got some downtime, what I'm trying to do throughout my day is I do have a very busy and productive day, so I can't just sit there and flip open a book. So on my downtime, I will open up the Audible app.
Yep, on a good drive.
Yeah, exactly. Good drive. If I want to hear something listening to the background, I can actually sit there, close my eyes, and enjoy it. Especially when I'm about to go to sleep. I feel like it's easier for me to either listen to a podcast or listen to an actual audible book before going to bed, rather than sitting there.
Preferably our podcast.
Yes, preferably our podcast.
You listen to our podcast, don't you, Lynn?
I don't like to hear myself talk.
You fall asleep to our podcast,
don't fall asleep to my own voice. It's weird. We would also like to put a shout out to our Patreon.
We need y'all to sign up.
Yes, please sign up.
Sign up.
Patreon. That helps us get bigger and put out more content.
Check us out, please.
Going forward.
Today, it's that day.
What's today?
Where we have some casual talk.
We're doing some casual talk.
All right,
we're going to hit some casual talk.
Casual talk.
I don't know if I talked about this in the last episode about me switching shifts. Did I?
I mean, you kind of touched on it.
Did I?
But, I mean, we really don't know the effect it's been having on you.
Huge difference.
Ooh.
I had to have two different people tell me that my personality completely changed. I am nowhere near as much of a dick.
You're not an asshole.
I'm not an asshole. I have a lot more patience.
Yes.
Like, even when shit happens at work on day shift, because it's so mundane, it's an older crowd, and at worst, you get maybe a couple vagrants, which are homeless people that are angry and talk to themselves. I'll have to tell you a story about the vagrant, about one of the vagrants. Like, you remember Mosley, right?
Mosley?
So I haven't seen Mosley in a while.
I was going to say.
But we get this guy called George Flores on our thing, and George Flores is a fucking psychopath, man. He walks around, offers, he carries a little crack pipe with him, and he'll walk up to guests. He goes, "Hey, you got a rock? You put it in here. We smoke it." Oh my god. He'll talk like Tyrone from Dave Chappelle. He'll start scratching his neck and everything like that. Super hardcore.
Really quick, just a little tidbit. So when I was doing security, I did security a few years before Lynn did. I worked down on the Las Vegas Strip right across from City Center. We would have a homeless guy come through. Of course, we had a bunch of homeless, but when you do security, you have your few like VIP homeless people that everybody knows.
The OGs, the originals that way that like to fluctuate back and forth.
Right. So we have this guy named Mosley. He is like maybe like 6'1", 6'2", just this big tall black dude. He would just talk to himself. He would just murmur stuff. He would just, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win $1 million. But Mosley, I think he did it to mess with people, because if you talk to Mosley, he's listening to you.
Yeah.
He can comprehend what you're saying.
He's not crazy enough to where he's able to actually comprehend.
You tell him to leave, he's gonna go. But it would just be like, he would just randomly wander into places, and it'd be like, well, Mosley, you're not supposed to be here. He'd be like, yeah, I know.
Exactly. He'd walk away and try to go about his business. I feel like Mosley, which is crazy, is when you first told me about it, I wasn't even working security.
Right.
I found out about it and heard about it. So when I actually started coming across him and I heard about it, I thought it was a call. Like when you hear somebody like, now that I work I'll work at the beach, like the beach club and stuff like that, and do security during the day. If there's a lady that's acting super crazy, they'll call her a Karen. It's like, oh yeah, we got a Karen over here, and a Karen is someone who doesn't want to apply the whole mask law or doesn't want to listen, feel like because they make money that they can, that it prevents them from getting sick, so they don't have to wear a mask. You get Adam Henrys, which is someone that's being aggressive. Yeah, they say we have an Adam Henry. So you've got the Adam Henrys when people get aggressive. You've got Jane Doe, John Doe, stuff like that. So one of the times when I first started working there, I was with my FTO, my field training officer. I heard over my ear rig on the radio, we've got Mosley walking through the mall. So I look over and I was like, "What's a Mosley?" I look at my officer. He goes, "Put your gloves on," or PPE, which is your biohazard protection protective gear. So I put my gloves on. I'm walking through the mall looking for something, and I was like, "What are we looking for?" He goes, "Just you'll see." And then I recall you telling me about Mosley, and in my head I'm like, this can't be the same guy. Sure enough,
Mosley.
6'1", huge BMA walking by, looking like he's spitting the hottest mixtape
Right.
he's ever mixed
Oh
inside of his head.
my
He's
God.
throwing his hands back and forth, having a full-on conversation. Super docile, super cool guy.
Yeah.
It just, you really gotta...
He never makes a fuss. He's just,
No.
unfortunately, you're a vagrant. We already know you're homeless, you're dirty, and unfortunately, you know, it's a lot of this strip is private property. So, you know, everybody knows you can't sit in one place for too long,
No.
especially if you're not spending money or a guest or something.
They start to nitpick, and it sucks with a lot of these vagrants that George Flores, you can tell when they've been in the sun for too long because it practically cooks their brain.
Yeah, oh,
Flores, I had to go check out the tram, and when I was walking through the casino, the tram's closed right now because I don't know if a lot of people know that through, you know, Vegas. Trying to do the whole social distancing thing on a train doesn't work.
No, it's impossible.
It's impossible. And this tram runs between 3 properties, so they shut it down. So there's no tram right now as of like a week or 2 ago. So they had us do tram checks to make sure there's no people
Right.
kind of lingering around within the area. So, you know, I went up there by myself to go check it out. I go up to the tram, I go near where the train is, and I go to check in between where the stairwells are. And, you know, it's a hit or miss. Maybe. You can smell a faint thing, like there may be a vagrant there.
Yeah.
And then there may or may not be, because they'll tuck away. They'll tuck away and hide anywhere.
They're like ninjas,
Yes,
though.
and I've come across George Flores a couple times. He'll kind of sit up in some of the rafters and like try to like fucking roll up a blunt and smoke, or he'll light up his little crack rock and be doing something in the corner. This is on Sunday or Monday, and I kid you not, I go up to the goddamn tram and I open up the door and I got a blast of just hot, nasty like air, and I look down into the corner and he's sitting on the floor in the dark with his shoes off, has that in his hand, and he looks at me, looks down, looks up, looks back down at the pipe, looks at me, he goes, "You wanna hit this shit?" And I look at him and I was like, no, you're not supposed to be here. He goes, "Oh, well, he said I could be here." He points his thumb back. He's pointing at the wall. Nobody there. He goes, "Yeah, man, you said it was cool. I could be here." And I look over at him and I was like, "There's nobody there, George."
Fuck.
I was like, "You gotta go, man." He goes, No. He said it was cool. He vouches for me. You know, he owns property in here. You said it's cool. Right? Tell him,
Yes,
man. Why are you
yes.
being quiet? Why don't you tell him? And I'm sitting there staring at him like, "Can I get some additional units over to this spot?"
Right?
You know, and it flipped. The minute that you call for units and backup, he gets pissed off
Yeah.
and tries to threaten and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So
they do that.
It's
so
so
weird, like, I'm leaving, but I'm
Yes.
going to talk shit.
He talks shit, and like I said, he's a little tweaker, but that was the worst case scenario on a 5-day week.
Yes.
On day
Which
shift.
is amazing doing security.
Yes, but on graveyard, it's like I have
No,
to
it was fight after
consistently
fight, bro.
fight after fight.
Like, I felt like I was signing up for an overnight fight club.
Yes.
Nobody knew what I was doing unless it was either recorded and somebody put it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, there is a video of, and unfortunately I can't say the company I was with, but there is a video still floating around YouTube of one of my old officers getting the shit knocked out of him. Cold clocked by not Harley Davidson, well, like a biker.
Yeah.
He came up on a hog. So where we were in the Hawaiian marketplace, the bikers used to come there. We had the Rough Riders, the Chosen Few.
There's the Mongols and stuff.
Yeah,
like
we
that,
had all of them. Hell's Angels came through a few times, but they were chill crowds.
because it's off the strip. Yeah.
Right, it was on the strip. You know, they didn't want no bullshit from the police. But one time, these bikers got into a fight, and these dudes just pull up on these big fucking hogs, and they're just these big. I don't know. I want to say they were potentially Samoan. They're just big, hefty dudes. They were fighting with somebody else, and they were on the sidewalk. And technically, the sidewalk is city property, so I can't technically touch you.
Yeah.
One of my guards rolls up, and we had a thing called a T3. You've probably seen it, that little electric motorized tricycle they roll around on.
It's like a Segway.
Right,
Yeah.
looking like a fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
And so he rolls up on the T3. He's got the lights flashing, and he blows a little woo
Yeah.
horn. He gets in one of the guys' face. He's like, "You got to get off the property." And dude said, "I got to go." He's like, "Yeah." Before, like, the dude went to turn around, and I'm going to call him T. Because T, you know who you are if you ever happen to hear this. He turned, and before his face made a full 180 turn, the dude cold clocked him. T went down like a sack of potatoes. Just.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, people were videotaping that.
They recorded
And so when you see the video, all you hear is, "You got knocked the fuck out."
Yeah, they're going
and
off
he's
that-
just
that
laid out.
Friday
And I'm
Debo.
sitting there. They kind of caught me at the tail end of the video. I just turn around and walk away.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, I can't do this. I can't do this. Yeah.
bro.
What do you want me to do? I'm not gonna attack
I'm not
this
gonna
one
fight
guy. Yeah.
bikers.
No,
Like,
man, they've got
come
no
on.
fucks given. They're
So yes, doing security is a fun little profession.
like I said, I'm still trying to switch my terms or my careers long term, but switching over to day shift, it
Yeah,
gives me
it
a little bit. Yeah,
helps,
it helps me be able to actually have a life outside of this. So
Right, because you're not going home and you're not fighting sleep.
No, I'm not
Like,
fighting sleep. That's
I used to tell
hard
people
for
I
me.
would race the sun.
I get
I get up to 6 a.m. depending on the time of year it was. If it was dark, I would be flying like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Get home, close all the blinds, jump into bed, don't see the sun, or else I'm not going to sleep.
You're not going to sleep. And trying to sleep during the day, it's like
terrible.
Humans aren't nocturnal. If we're nocturnal, we'd be able to see in the dark. Like cats, we'd be able to function late at night. But it's like having to fight sleep.
No.
I normally would fluctuate between drinking coffee and drinking energy drinks.
Yeah.
Going to work in the morning, it sucks getting up at 6 rather than getting off at 6. By the time I get up, I'm at work. I'm like, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm in casual.
Your
like
brain is like, oh, I'm waking up.
I'm
not
waking
trying
up.
To force you down.
I'll have my like mid-afternoon crash, but it's
Of
like, dude,
course.
I'm good. By the time I get up at 2 or 3 o'clock, I have the rest of the day to
I'm
do
so
whatever
happy.
I want.
I'm like, oh,
so happy.
This is what it feels like.
I will not go back. Nope,
Never
it's not
go
gonna
back.
happen. It's like this. It gives me the push to be able to fluctuate, so we can actually start putting in some work in this podcast.
It got kind of cold here a few days ago.
Dude, that cold front.
Yes.
Yeah. So
y'all, we went from 111.
It was hitting almost records
to like fucking 60.
I know. You remember Nick?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Him and his wife just came here. They were randomly popping by in Vegas, so they stopped by to go do their anniversary to go off the strip. And when they were doing their anniversary, they were telling me that in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona, it hit record highs of 120.
Yeah.
Can you imagine it
absurd.
being 120 here?
You would. I mean, we got close. We hit like 115, 116 a few times.
Yeah, because it was hitting 110 and just staying at a flat 110.
It just sit there.
110,
It just sit there from like 2 p.m. to like damn near 9 o'clock at night. It was just like 100 plus.
No.
105 plus. It was
That's
just like, fuck
that's
it.
fucking miserable. Like,
But then like this cold front just comes through.
cold front was good.
What's crazy, it was around the time of the California fires, which we're about to cover.
Yeah, we're going to touch that topic.
It was weird because like the sky turned yellow one day, and then the next day it's windy and cold out of nowhere.
That fucking
It was
wind,
weird.
man. Anybody that had a kid, they had to hold on to him for dear life
Because it just came out of nowhere.
I went to go get in my car, and I literally felt like God was pushing my car off the freeway. I was fighting the airflow just to get to traffic, and then I would park on the 5th or 6th floor of the roof of the parking garage. Huge fucking mistake. You can't park on 6.
Oh, it's a big ass wind tunnel.
You got to go in there. The wind pushes you back against the wall, kind of like I don't know. You ever watch Supernatural?
Yes.
Whenever they would deal with the demons, their abilities, they'd slam them into the wall, and you just can't move because their will is so strong. That's what you ding. Yeah, every time you would go in, you'd get fucking slammed up against the wall.
Yes.
It's like that wind flow was too crazy. But
that's Vegas.
The wind did help because you noticed it was our it said that the airflow was non-healthy airflow.
With the smoke. And
it said it was 100 degrees flat for the weather, but then it was said unclean air on a weather check.
Because it was just stagnant
It was
air.
stagnant air from what was happening in California. So the weather there was matching here. That wind cleared it all up.
Getting into the fires, the weather, when the wind came through here, it was amazing because it cleared up everything for us. It literally cooled down the city, practically the state. Unfortunately for Cali, it kind of made things worse for them.
Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll before we start going into our little bit of our meteor topic, we'll hit that current event that we have. It's going off of the El Dorado fire. I don't even know what I feel about it or how this is.
It's a lot.
There's a lot to process just because.
And for dumb shit.
Nobody. I was listening to another podcast that I like. Shout out to the Fighter and the Kid. Hopefully they ever get to meet them. But trying to publicly advertise an gender reveal outside of your normalcy of changing a cake to blue or pink when you bite into it, popping a pinata, exactly, or just even like a 1 or 2 fireworks. But they did this. It was a form of turpentine explosion, meaning like I had a buddy of mine at work that did this actually, which he went all the way out to Sloan, mind you, and I saw him post it recently back in like 2018. Him, his wife, and their 2 kids were in the back, and his wife's pregnant, and they're doing a gender reveal by blowing up. I think it's called turpentine or something like that. It's a container. It's an accelerant. If you shoot it, it blows up. You can buy it from like fucking Walmart, Bass Pro Shops. It's just cool. It's just cool to go shoot it out there. So he did that out in the middle of the desert and shot it. And they did their gender reveal because you can see what it is. Yeah. And it was it was a cool little setup and stuff like that. These people did it where there was dry brush. It's no different. It's Tinder. It's no different than Tinder to start an actual fire. That's the problem.
There seems to be this stupid ass trend of people trying to one up each other.
Yeah. So they're trying to think, okay, this is the best way I can do it.
Let
me show all of California.
Right. I've seen people setting off what looks like small explosives, and it's like, hey, I get it. You're happy and you want to know. But guys, look, can we just stick to a fucking card or something?
It needs to be so simple.
Can it just be like, hey,
keep
pull
it to
this
a minimal.
tab?
Don't advertise like that. I've seen so many fucking memes, like Lord of the Rings, the 2 towers, where it shows them in the rain and it shows the captain seeing the orcs come, and then you see an explosion in the background and you see the captain Ethan's face go, it's gonna be a boy. And it's like there's so many different fucking memes about what's going on with it. It's
because
just
it's unnecessary. And I get it, guys. We're bored. People just want to have fun. They want to let go. You know, maybe you just have some spare pyrotechnics you just want to fuck off with. But literally, this is, I think, the second or third major fire in California that has been set.
This is in San Bernardino.
A gender reveal party. Like, no, first of all, you can't justify it, but I could understand if it was like 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all setting off fireworks. People are barbecuing. There's literally millions of potential fire starting things right there around you. But dude, you were at a gender reveal party. So what are you going to tell your kid when they grow up? You're going to be like, hey, mommy and daddy are in prison because we wanted to hide the fact that you had a penis. Like, what do you tell people? Because, you know, I've heard that, and I can't get specific. I haven't done too much research on who's being charged for what, but I heard that they're trying to charge these people for either the full totality of the damage of the fire or just a set price of what they just assume the damage will cost.
And it's
Lynn, you said it's upwards of what?
Oh my god, dude. So I tried to do what research I could on it, and I was like, it was sickening me on how much it was. I'm not justifying what they did. Don't get me wrong. What I don't understand is that the AC. Oh,
yes.
Good. Yes.
Welcome.
You need a fan. It is so hot. I like the little work desk that you have here.
Yeah.
Super fucking cool.
Yeah.
When we actually get a spot, we should take this.
I know.
Because it's actually very nice.
No, I like this. This is my work desk.
We're going to get a desk just like this because this is a good desk. Squirrel moment. Yeah, I was doing my research on it, and they were saying that the state of California was charging these people up to like 1.2 or 2.5 billion dollars. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know a lot of billionaires in the world. No. There ain't a lot, and I don't think any of them were staying. I mean, there might be one or two in California, but I don't think this family was one. To charge somebody $2 billion, even if you were to sell, because the state's forcibly making them sell their house, sell their cars, sell all their possessions.
Because you got to pay for this.
You have to pay for this, but there needs to be a different route of how they're going to get their money because you can't take all that money. They're not going to make that.
No, you probably don't make that much money. First of all, nobody makes that kind of money.
Nobody makes that kind of money. Like, not even remotely close, which is a side thing. Sorry, remind me. Side note, we're going to talk about Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre, yeah.
Okay.
He has some kind of divorce thing, which has to go with his net worth.
Okay,
but after.
But it's like, I don't get it. My thing is, why couldn't y'all have gone somewhere, like he said, like Vegas? You could have come to Prim, you know, anywhere. Like, guys, you were literally right on the border. You could have hop, skip, and jumped into the gravel side of the desert where there's very few trees and foliage and stuff like that. Record it on a fucking cell phone, explode a bottle or something, throw something up in the air, shoot it like, I don't know, fucking Yosemite Sam or something. Just be like, oh, it's blue, it's pink, it's green, it's purple, whatever. So, you know, I don't understand the need to go the extra mile. I get it, like, you want to be cool and you want it to be memorable and stuff like that, but it just seems like now people are just trying to make an ass of themselves to get any type of viewership, even if it's negative viewership, and that to me is it's not helping us. It's not helping anybody get through this. You know, it's bad enough we're having, I'm just gonna call them COVID parties. You know, people are just inviting people over, no masks, large gatherings, everybody's catching COVID. Now you're having these gender reveal parties where you're just setting shit on fire and you're causing more of a problem than there was, you know, the day before you did the shenanigans. So it's just like, in my mind, it's just like, guys, can we take a step back for a minute? Can everybody just woo-saw for 5 fucking minutes? Can we deal with COVID-19 and then get back to the shenanigans? You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's bad enough we got Trump telling people to double vote, which is a fucking federal fucking crime.
I don't understand
that you can go to prison for, because
I don't understand how the double vote.
I get where he was coming from.
They're still coming across that issue where people they're sending
mail-in
ballots to people that are deceased.
Well, and that's the problem. The system is already fucked off. And guys, like we've talked about before, we're not going to get super political, but this just really bothered me. I get what Trump was saying, but as usual, he doesn't say shit right. So the stupid people that he's talking to, they take his shit seriously. So Trump is telling people, send in your mail-in ballots. If you are not sure if your ballot is being counted, then you should go to the poll and vote. That's what he meant. That's not what he said. And unfortunately, people don't take the time to do the research to actually fact check what people are saying, which is feeding into another topic we're going to talk about here coming up, which is a false awakening. But if people don't take the time to do their research to figure out that this man is telling you to commit a federal crime, not intentionally, accidentally, unintentionally, but it's still a crime. Double voting is a crime. punishable by a huge fine or jail time. Like, there's just, like I've told so many people, this man represents our country. This man is my face to another country. This man is me to somebody who does not live here. And he is a terrible fucking representation of me, because that's just dumb shit. Like, do your research, know what you're saying, because this isn't the first time Trump has put his foot royally down his fucking throat and people have had to backstep and explain what he was saying. Oh, it was just a joke. Oh, he didn't mean it this way. Well, then you know what? Sit the man down before y'all go into a press conference or whatever. Have a little meeting with the fucking chimpanzee and give him some cue cards or something to read and say, stick to the fucking script. Because if you say dumb shit, people are going to take it seriously. And now, yet again, we have another, like, I call it a Donald Trump outbreak of stupidity, where he said something and people are taking it way too seriously. That can lead to serious crimes. But I'm gonna hop off my soapbox on that.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm good.
Do you need a hug? I feel like you need a hug. It's gonna be okay.
You're not allowed to hug me because of social distancing.
No. You have every
Who's gonna
right.
hug me?
It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Hello to me.
Oh God, was that a Will Smith Center? What was that? I Am Legend. Please say hello to me. No, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. There's so much pedaling on the back, and I feel like with trying to flip the script and trying to kind of take into consideration the enjoyability of just day by day things.
Yes.
There's so much going on around us outside.
Right.
We got to try to take into consideration to enjoy the little things.
Yes.
Like I which I know is something. It's not even really that big of a deal, but right before I came here, I had to go to PT to physical therapy, so I could start working on the tendonitis in my arm, and I got to go grill outside. Because the pool out there, the apartment complex has a pool, doesn't it, or no?
No, we have a pool. Our pool is closed for now.
Oh, okay, but you guys should still have like a grill or something.
Yeah, they have little. Do we have it?
Yeah, so like I grilled some chicken. Like it was nothing too crazy.
That's
Like,
nice.
yeah, the grill, the setup's dope. Like the grill out there, it's just a normal little grill.
Oh damn!
And they have it built into the
That's
wall.
fancy.
And all you gotta do is go over there and cook. And it's like I just standing outside and cooking for like maybe 30-45 minutes, just grilling. It was so nice and cool and crisp outside. I forget sometimes to remind myself to slow the fuck down
and enjoy the little things,
because I was so quick to I have to rush to do this, and I have to rush to do this, and I have to rush to do this. I had so many things planned this morning back to back. I started anxiety started creeping up. I'm like, fuck, I don't have enough time. And then when I finally start grilling, I'm sitting there looking at my phone. I'm like, why don't I just chill for a minute?
Isn't that nice?
It's nice. It's nice to experience it, but I feel like a lot of people they live their day by day in this back-to-back pandemic stress.
Yes, they're stuck in the hamster wheel.
They're stuck in the hamster wheel, running around, getting out, getting a drink of water, and running right back into it. That they don't actually enjoy the time in between. Traction.
Right, and that's what I've been noticing, and that's something I wanted to talk about a false awakening. I feel like people are trying so hard to be quote unquote woke, that we're missing out on not only the little things, but we're also missing out on very, very needed, necessary information. So like I was saying before with Donald Trump, people don't fact check a lot of things. And so we've seen that more times than not, especially with the general public over the past few years. It's called mob mentality. And for those of you who especially work in security or law enforcement, military, any type of job where you have to come into contact with like mass groups of people, you understand what mob mentality is. And so unfortunately, when you have to deal with that mob mentality, one person says this one thing and people take it as law, like it's written in scripture. There's no way. So what is it called? Cancel culture. We have people who will find out something about you from your past that was maybe something you really didn't want public, but they'll find out about you and they will try to shame you into pretty much making yourself non-existent, and to where you just become an apologetic little bitch, and you're just like, I'm sorry. Jenna Marbles canceled or redid her entire YouTube channel.
Yeah, she did. No, she took it down, man.
Right, she took it down.
I don't think it's there anymore
because she put on quote unquote blackface. But the thing was, it was for a skit.
It was
where she was impersonating Nicki Minaj. And I don't know about you, but Nicki Minaj is a woman of color. So if you're going to impersonate somebody, and my thing is this whole, blackface and cancel culture and cultural awakening and Black Lives Matter movement, that's all fine and dandy, but we're not getting to the source of the problem, and people aren't checking their facts. We're trying to rewrite history as though it didn't exist, and it did exist. We need to allow it to stay the way it is because we can learn from it. But we see a lot of times with people claiming they're woke, they're they're quoting things, but I don't really believe in their heart that they follow the things that they are quoting. People tend to get hooked onto a false narrative. They tend to bandwagon a lot of times. They hear something that somewhat suits, their thoughts and feelings, and it's close enough. So they'll just go with it.
Exactly. It gives them. I remember seeing. I can't remember what the fuck the commercial was for, but there was a commercial, big open city, and you've got all these people. They're hovering, and it's just a line. It's just a straight line, like a factory line of people just hovering. Yeah. They're individually wearing different clothes, but they're all doing the same thing, just going like the Matrix.
Right.
Out of nowhere, I feel like it was a commercial. It might have been like to pursue some kind of college career or something like that, to get your dream job. So what happened is these people are hovering, and all of a sudden this guy just drops down to the ground.
Yeah, and they like step off the track.
Yeah, they step off the track, and then all of a sudden the guy's moving around, and then another girl does it because that guy saw, or that girl saw the guy do it. Then another person falls because they saw that person do it. So you have to. One thing that I try to reiterate on a lot of times is 5%ers.
Yes.
Stop being a 95. Stop being a sheep.
Yes.
Stop being a sheep. Like, do you want to enjoy your life and do things spontaneous and unorthodox to get a better view of what it is to actually be an individual, or do you want to sit there and be like, all right, well, I'm afraid to do this, but I see everyone else is doing it, so I'm just gonna go on this path. I'm gonna go this calm, cool, collected left side rather than try something new and enjoy it.
It's one of those existential questions. Do you want to live fast and die young, or do you want to move slow and die old and decrepit? And my thing is, I'm kind of in between. I don't want to live forever.
No.
But at the same time, I don't want to die next year.
No, you want to enjoy. You want to enjoy the time.
A little bit. You want to have that middle ground,
which is hard. It's a hard factor for anybody to take into. Don't follow all the rest of the sheep because everybody wants to do something. Do something that you enjoy for yourself.
And that's what I mean. And that's where that's where I have an issue with this whole woke culture and the way people are trying to portray it, because it's like, we know what white people enslaved black people. I mean, guys, you can look all over history. People have been enslaved for millennia. This is nothing new. Yes, we want our due diligence, and we want, our 10 acres and a mule and yada, 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 and so on and so forth. Except the fact we're never going to get that. It was never intended to be given to us.
No.
The fact of the matter is, you need to be stronger, you need to move on, and you need to do better. Yelling at people, forcing them to do what you want.
I've been using that so fucking frequently.
Forcing them to apologize and get on their knees and this and that. That's not fixing anything. So you claiming you're woke and spray painting the side of a business or causing damage to personal property and all this stuff. When you take a step back and you look at the bigger picture, half of these people that are quote unquote protesting are causing more damage to the black community than they're actually doing good. And that's my issue. That's a false awakening. When you're not even taking the time to pay attention to what you're doing, what you're saying, and the direction you're going, you're just following the mob because it sounds cool or it looks good or, this will look really good on fucking Instagram. That's stupid. That makes you an idiot. And I have an issue with that because I consider myself to be woke. And for me, the first thing you need to do, especially when you say you're woke, you need to listen. If I'm woke, I want to find other people who are woke like me. But if I don't take the time to listen to what you're saying, to pick your brain and figure out where you're at, how will I ever know that? If I automatically classify you as something, or I generalize you with this group or that group, or you're a this phobic and you're a that phobic and you're a thisophobe and a thatophobe, and it's just like, so then how do we ever grow? If we're all sectioned off into little groups and we're all cordoned off into our little pockets and we have borders and cliques and niches over here and there, how do we ever become better? You know what I mean? So when you tell me you're woke, the first thing I expect you to do is to listen, take in what I'm saying, and then either go along with what I'm saying or challenge what I'm saying. But I also expect you to have a humble mind and a humble heart to admit when you're wrong and admit that I'm right sometimes. And I have to have the same thing.
It's constructive criticism.
That's woke to me. You know what I mean?
No, that's...
Being a black man today should mean so much more than it did back in the day. I'm not a slave. I'm not in bondage. I'm not in shackles. I'm not being whipped with, whatever type of material or object somebody could find. For the most part, I'm free to do what I want and speak my mind. And so I feel we should do that in a more productive and healthy way. So instead of casting a cloud of despair and hatred and prejudice on people, maybe we need to let the sun shine, kind of do like nature, how me and Lynn were saying, our atmosphere was covered in smoke and then nature blew in a strong wind and carried it away. That's what it should be like when you're woke. It should be, once I was lost, but now I am found. I was blind, but now I see. And you should add a thing to it. I was deaf and now I can fucking hear. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just, that's been my issue with this whole woke movement.
So I can definitely tell you need a hug today. You need a, it's a part, this is a part 2 part 2.0 of a hug session. I get it. No, you've got a point. It holds value. Like, everybody's gonna have their indifferences on what's going on, but we're always gonna make it work. We're always gonna adjust. It's the adaptability of being able to kind of overcome what everyone else is doing. I don't want to be in the situation now where it's like, fuck, I have to just go about my business and I have to follow what everyone else is doing, because it's not enjoyable. I'm literally going either to work, going home. Like, this fucking sucks. I'm miserable. This isn't fun. I need to do something different. No, man, it's just fight the current. But people don't want to fight the current because they're afraid they're going to drown. Exactly. So you got to fight that current. Build up a tolerance, get stronger, get better, get faster,
and rise above.
Yeah, and exactly.
That's all you can do.
It's constructive criticism. If someone's going to tell me something, and even if I don't want to hear it, maybe I should hear it enough to know maybe it's going to make me a better person.
Right.
So,
and that's what it comes down to. So it's like, please don't get it twisted, guys. I'm not depressed or anything like that. It's just, I feel very passionate about things, and we've said so many times before, getting older and getting that more life experience, your eyes open to things. Like, when we were younger, we were quick. It was don't think, move, don't think, talk, just act, do, go. And now we're kind of slowing down and taking in, surveying our surrounding and taking in everything and living for those little moments, because those are precious. They're few and far between, especially nowadays with COVID. That's what I mean. Like, let's take a step back. Let's remember what got us here. Let's be happy that we're here. Let's be happy that we got to live another day, because there's so many people that did not make it through COVID last night.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
There's so many people who will not get to see tomorrow, or will not get to see New Year's Day 2021. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean. Like, let's be happy with what we still have. Let's be thankful. Like Lynn said, he was happy to go outside and just grill some chicken. Yeah,
that's it, man.
You know what I mean?
It's the little things.
It's the little things. I find a new trail to walk on, and it's like I found the Garden of Eden or something.
Taking advantage of minimal opportunity.
Yes.
As long as nobody's always going to have a silver platter plopped in front of them.
Yeah.
It's rare if you come across, if everybody had the same opportunity as one another, all of us would be rich.
Yeah.
All of us
It'd be a perfect world.
A perfect world. We'd all be in shape. We all have all the materialistic things we want. But you get, with how this world works, especially now, you get very, very, very small windows of opportunity.
Exactly.
So with me, and I'm not trying to live off of the YOLO thing or kind of like a fuck it mentality, but it's
true.
That's what I've done more than not. It's like, fuck it. You only live once. I have to react on things. So I've trained my brain to see if I see an opportunity of something like, fuck, this isn't normal.
Right.
Or, this is out of my normality.
Right.
It scares me, but fuck it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it.
Try.
I got to try, because I don't like sitting there thinking, what if? That hits me harder more than anything, is depend on a what if factor. Because then it's like, well, fuck it. I already passed.
Right.
So what's it matter?
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like, if I fuck up on something and I fail, I could be like, cool, at least I know I tried. If you never tried, and then maybe another opportunity comes up that was similar to the last one, or you saw how somebody took advantage of this and now they've made something with it, and you're just going like, damn, that could have been me.
You could have.
You know what I mean?
Coulda, shoulda,
but
woulda.
you didn't take advantage of the opportunity.
Coulda.
And that's what I mean. Let's not miss out on life's wonderful opportunities because we're so busy. We're too busy being mad at each other and trying to hate each other. You know what I mean? We need to rise above that, and we need to look forward to a better tomorrow, because COVID hurts and it sucks, but unfortunately right now it's not going anywhere. So it's up to us to help shine that light in a very dark situation. And so, take that time to take a step back and you know what, don't even enjoy the little thing. Find the little thing to enjoy. You know what I mean? Go make something.
Go make something.
Go do something. I was watching on YouTube. I normally watch very like serious, stuff, or it's like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, or I'm watching film theories, whatever.
Do you see that his band, that the strike that he got fucking lifted?
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah, because
him and the other dude.
And the other dude, because they
finally did a full blown review of the clip and yada yada.
Thing,
that was a whole nother thing. But I was watching. I was just sitting on the couch with my girl, and I just got bored. And there's some girl on YouTube, I forget her name. She was making like acrylic art, those white paper on them, and they're like poster board or whatever. So she was like stirring up some type of paint in acrylic or something. Ew. And it's cool though. Ew. It's cool though. Like, dude, it's cool though.
No. It's gross.
So she mixes it up and she pours it on the thing, and you do this like weird wobbly thing with it where you lean it at all different angles, and as the excess paint drips off, depending on how you stirred it, it leaves like a nice pattern.
I've seen a lot of like paintings and stuff like that.
Yes.
People will actually sell. There's a dope little thing I have to show you too. One of my buddies, Mike C's roommate, they have like these fucking cool, badass fucking posters from like Bloodborne and Final Fantasy. But it's an artist that actually does these things. I gotta look up what the fuck. Crows?
What?
Crow's Mark or something like that?
I've never heard that.
It's mostly all game related. So let's say like Nier, Automata, that was one.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, but they make it like Sin City style designs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, with the cell shading.
Yeah, they're like $10.
See, that's what I mean.
It's a full on fucking poster.
It's crazy because stuff like that, and like the stuff I was talking about with the painting, that's not super expensive. You can probably get away with like $100 and be able to make some pretty decent like little pieces of art. And it's just, I forgot forgot what it was like to have an imagination and to, just imagine doing my own thing. And so like I got into these freaking lanyards. Most people don't remember it.
Yeah, that's your, yeah.
I forgot how fun it was just to make
when Dee showed me that thing, I was like, oh fuck,
he's
a step away from turning into a serial killer.
I have like 10 of these, and they are at least a foot long. Okay,
just because it helps. It helps with the ADD, and it helps like it's a good twitch, like fidget spinners and stuff like that. It helps people kind of
gives you that tactile response, because idle hands are dangerous, and I don't like having idle hands. I like doing stuff, and so that's where I want to be more open to trying new things and be like, okay, I know we're in tough times and I'm trying to save money and this and that, but let's go ahead and spend a little bit.
Yeah,
have a little fun.
Spend a little bit. Treat yourself. 2020.
Go outside your comfort zone.
Give yourself something to do without going against your responsibilities. Yeah. But don't squirrel fund everything away, because then you're just living this mundane. I'm working 9 to 5. I'm going home, going to bed. So
life is meaningless.
Let us switch gears. We're gonna go a different direction. We're gonna go. Should we go up in the clouds or drop back down to the ground? We've been on the ground running, right?
I would say this has been a very grounded conversation.
Yeah, it's a grounded conversation. We'll lift it up.
All right, let's pull a Mario, drop that leaf out of the sky, and get my raccoon tail, and
I wanted to see, is there any way we can add like the coin thing in the background?
I would like to.
Yeah, I feel like there can be sound effects or something like that.
You have a phone.
I will.
I'm sure you can.
You know what? Yeah, hold on. We're gonna
pause just for this sound.
Yes, we're paused, right?
This is legit. No, we're not paused.
Oh no, we're not. No, why are we recording?
Oh, I'm using this shit.
No, don't use this. This is just a bunch of random ass nonsense.
I'm using this shit.
No, I just need.
It's like in those videos, they're like, "Don't put that in the video." I was like, "No, it's going in."
Okay, go ahead and talk.
He's trying to find the Mario sound.
Just go ahead.
He's trying to find a sound that's gonna get us. Just gonna get us a strike because it belongs to somebody else. It's not our sound. So we're gonna go ahead and jump off the ground and soar into the clouds. Grab your little Mario leaf.
Flying up to the clouds. I like that.
That sounded like a fart.
Yeah, but that's the way when Mario gets his feather and flies out.
Feather.
Yeah. It's the most faintest, randomest.
When you're not seeing the animation, it sounds like a fart.
It does. Now that you think about it.
Thank you.
All right, taking off to a much lighter note, putting a little smile and laughter out there. We're gonna try and hit off with some positive vibes. You guys already got the current events. I think the one that I forgot to say was about Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah, Dr. Dre. Yeah, what's up with that?
I think his net worth is it's up in the billions.
Of course it is.
Him and his wife are getting divorced, right? So his wife went through what she required in the settlement. What is that when you prenup?
A prenup?
Yeah. What she wants from him. So she wants $2.5 million a month.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
Which for a billionaire, like if you do your math, how much is the
that's
fucking
the thing.
So like,
how it works is it's her lifestyle.
That's okay. So that's what they keep saying.
Yes,
they keep saying it's based off of her lifestyle.
He made so much money that they bought a house or whatever. She hasn't had to work in so long. She's become like a stay-at-home mom or whatever. Right. She's used to quote unquote a certain lifestyle and or income.
Word for word, like you said. That's exactly what I was seeing when I was listening to something else about it. So she wants like $10,000 for a phone bill, and then $90,000 for entertainment. A mortgage should be over $200,000, and she's only lived at $200,000 for a mortgage. That's just per month thing. Like that's supposed to be her monthly payment. Gosh. It's so highly fluctuated. Sure, I get it. Like, if my mindset would be, let's say I'm trying to be a lawyer, right? And in order for me to go to law school and do everything, my significant other decides to work to cover both of us. Yeah. So then when I finally get to my success, I owe her a debt of gratitude because she did. I wouldn't be a lawyer if it wasn't for her today. If this girl did that for Dr. Dre, I understand entirely. But $2 million a month? There's no fucking way. And like you said, it's a lifestyle, and I get it. I understand. But what the fuck are you doing with $10,000 in?
It's a catch-22 because at the end of the day,
and shit.
At the end of the day, there's no way she can make the money they were making either together or he was making by himself, by herself.
Correct.
So to an extent, it's like, okay, I kind of get the whole. Well, I need this per month. If it was for like, okay, for the next 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Just to kind of get you on your feet.
Yeah, to extend you out. But
you want it for life.
Yeah, she wants it for life. She wants
Forever.
an extended thing.
So you might as well stay married to me.
$2 million per month to do nothing than you are already doing. Nothing changes.
Yes.
But for a billionaire, how many millions are in a billion?
I mean, how many famous people have already been doing this before?
Yeah, that's
you know
also
what I mean?
true.
A lot of these famous
that
people, they get together, they break up. Like Kanye and Kim, they're together.
Aren't they separated? fading?
No,
or-
they're good. I thought they're still good because I just
divorcing or
heard they did a little. Kanye did a little walking on water sermon or some weird shit for one of his Sunday
But
things.
Kim's still a part of all that shit?
I
or-
think she posted it. I don't know. You know what I
Fucking-
mean?
Yeah, no,
With
I
these
get it.
fucking
Yeah.
celebrities,
I
it's
don't-
like they're
you-
changing underwear.
You can't keep track of it.
You know
so,
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so and so's together. So and so broke up. So and so has a baby, but they're with somebody
Exactly.
else.
So many
Like, who
fucking current
cares?
events to hit that we
It's
will.
called being a fucking human
Yeah,
being.
we'll get more to down the road. But like I said, lifting off positive vibes. Try to practice what I preach. We did touch it back and forth between being woke, which is mostly what this optic is about,
Yes.
which is kind of just being aware, kind of taking into consideration what your word of being woke is. I feel like more than anything, just experiencing and enjoying the little things in order to push forward.
Yes.
Is be a good fucking person.
Yeah.
Take care of people that can't take care of themselves. Find the joy in things that are very cost efficient, cost friendly. Things that you don't need to go out to a fucking club. You don't need
Right.
to go out on a trip is nice, but like it doesn't. You don't have to pay for like a 5 fucking star
have to go on a
hotel.
cruise
No,
or
man. Like when I was just working over Labor Day weekend, I was looking at some of these fucking room rates for a hotel that at one point was like a fucking 5-6 star
Right.
to like a 2 because we do get a lot of riot shit and ghetto that's been coming
Right.
there more
That's
times than
true.
not. These room rates for Labor Day was like I had to evict one guy there for it was an identity fraud. People from Bellagio were calling to try and check into a room under a different name and it wasn't the registered guest,
Nice.
which becomes an identity
Which,
issue.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna get.
This room that this guy was renting per night was like $890 a
Oh.
night, and it wasn't even the nice side of the hotel. It was like a whatever side. So they're hitting rates whatever.
800.
So these people, they want to spend a holiday weekend living it up, but it's like, where the fuck are you getting $800 a night
Right.
for 3 days?
Shit.
So that's
$2,400.
$2,400, man. Like
That's
it's
a lot.
It's crazy. So it's like, enjoy what's going on around you and push to be a better individual without feeling like you need to break the bank every time you do it. Because what happens is people get very complacent in just being shitty and being upset and being driven to impose their will of negativity on everyone else because they're broke and they can't do anything for fun. You can do all kinds of shit and it doesn't require you to break the fucking bank. As long as you have a vehicle or 2 feet to where you can go wherever you need to go, you can go do shit. Yeah, it sucks because it's super fucking hot out or it's super fucking cold.
Well, now it's super cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, guys, just remember, celebrities don't have it better than you. We're seeing Ellen DeGeneres going through her shit. You know, we got the Harvey Weinstein and so Epstein and these persons or that and this person. We got the actress from Full House who lied on her daughter's college submission.
Oh,
There was a ring of celebrities that were caught up in that. We got celebrities caught up in child trafficking. They're depressed. We lost Chester Bennington. We lost Robin Williams to depression. All of these people we thought just had the life. You know what I mean? They have money. They're famous. They couldn't have a want in the world, and yet they're still doing dumb shit. They're still out here, just offing themselves because life is not enriching enough for them.
No, so you got
money isn't everything.
Money
y'all.
doesn't need to be everything. Money's a good suitability in order to get you your day to day, but it's not buying totality when it comes to happiness.
Don't sell your
So
soul. Money will only get you so far in this life.
No.
At the end of the day, you have to rely on those around you and your own personal skills.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this present up. This is D.
and this is Lynn.
We're Project Airwaves. Keep your head in the what? The motherfucking clouds.
Keep your feet on the ground, pushing forward and moving.
Like Toph from Avatar.
Like Toph from Avatar. Oh, that's quite the character.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, guys. Love you. Thanks for listening. As always, we will catch you in the next episode.
And
don't forget about
our Audible sponsorship.
Yes. And our Patreon, because we want your monies.
We need a little bit of money. Not
I'm
enough.
just saying, we want to kick out some merch for you guys.
We're
really, right now, we just have our one shirt.
We got a lot that we need to push out. It's just about time efficiency and currency.
And,
just
get a little cheddar. So, we're not greedy. I don't want $100 a month. I mean, I hope we can work out to that.
No.
But, if you want to do $1, $5, $10.
Any kind of donation will
anything
help.
helps, guys.
Pushes us to be better, do better, and
get
be
to the next
here for
level.
you guys for that positive uplift is what we live to do.
And for season 2, which we haven't talked about in a minute,
we're gonna
have videos and guests. And
yes,
that
I cannot freaking wait, man.
We need more equipment.
I'm
we
looking
need cameras.
forward. We have a checklist of shit we need to do, and it's all about just.
And we want some of you, to be so honest. I would love to interview some of you. I want to have a talk.
So any way you want to reach out to us, whether it be
on our Gmail, you can hit us up on Instagram,
Instagram, Facebook.
You have your ways. We'll put everything in the description down below. Once again, thank you all so much for listening. You did good.
You did real good.
You did too good.
Great.
Just great.
Real good.
Real good.